I wasn't promoting, right? I was too shy. I was afraid of what my in-laws and my step siblings and my siblings were going to think of me if they saw me start to promote my business on Facebook. So I didn't do it because I was embarrassed and I was ashamed and I didn't want to have to deal with being made fun of or told that I was overdoing it or any of those things, right? So I was not promoting. Prospecting. I was scared of the phone, guys. Like this again, like this was back before I think even Facebook Messenger exists. Instagram like wasn't really a thing yet. So now you have like advertising and direct messaging and all this stuff. Back then, when I was getting started, prospecting meant you called someone. You called them on the phone, which almost nobody does now. Like, when's the last time you actually had a phone call with somebody? It's always text or IG or whatever, right? But you called them on the phone and you basically convinced them to have an appointment with you. And it was awkward and it took work, right? And there was rejection. And most of the time they said no. And I couldn't handle that in my life at that time. I was too afraid of that stuff. So I didn't prospect, right? And I knew I should. It wasn't like this was news to me. It was like, no, I knew you have to prospect. Everyone told me that from the get-go. If you want to be good at business, sales, whatever it might, you have to prospect, right? I wasn't a good salesperson. Okay, because I wasn't selling. I didn't have any technique or methodology behind how I had a conversation with someone about them being helped by the service I offered. Part of that was because my mindset was all wrong. I had never been in a position where I had to like convince someone to give me money for a job I was doing. Pizza, you're owed an hourly wage. You show up, whether you were good or bad at it, you were getting paid, right? There was no selling involved. Why did they convince the boss to give me my paycheck, right? Like if there was, and the boss I had initially, I wouldn't have put it past him. Like that's a very real thing that could have happened. But if there was, like, I probably wouldn't have worked the pizza job because I didn't want to have to convince to get money. I didn't want to make the exchange happen, right? So I wasn't selling. I wasn't closing. If I ever had a presentation, I was like, I would feel good if they told me good job, right? They're like, you did a very nice presentation. I'd be like, thank you. They didn't say something mean. I'm going to leave the house with a smile on my face. That's it, right? I won, even though I didn't close business. And I didn't follow up. I didn't want to be annoying or pesky, so I didn't follow up. I didn't call people back. I didn't check on them. When they told me they were going to think about it, I never got back in touch. I was like, oh, they're thinking about it. They'll reach out when they're ready. Never happens, right? And these are all sales related. Bottom line though, this is work harder. Okay. I just needed to work harder. At this stage of the game with my income, I didn't need a course. I didn't need a coach. I didn't need accountability. I just needed to work harder. I needed to put in more work than I was doing. The reason why I wasn't working harder, believe it or not, is I was comfortable where I was at. I was comfortable making $30,000 a year. Okay. Let me tell you what, something about us human beings, somehow we find a way to survive, and not only survive, but be comfortable in almost any circumstance. Okay. And I can share this example. In Anchorage, we had a nonprofit where we would help homeless people. And I remember going into the homeless shelter and there's a guy sitting there all scabbed out and stinky. And I can tell he hasn't eaten or had a shower. And I remember saying, hey, we're having an event. I can help you get a job. Just be there on Saturday. And he said, no, thank you. I'm good. Okay, guys, he was comfortable, covered in shit, stinky, hadn't eaten, hadn't had a shower. And he was comfortable. If he can be comfortable, I can be comfortable on 30K. You can be comfortable on 60K, right? If you're on 500,000 and you want to go to 1 million, the reason why you're not there is number one, you're comfortable with 500,000. We say we want it, but we're not willing to put in the work because it's outside of our comfort zone. If you're wondering, what does Wealth Dynamics do? How can we actually help you? Number one, if you haven't gotten a copy of my book, Blueprint to Financial Freedom, grab one now. You can get that down in the comments in the video. You can get the link for that. Number two, we do a free course on Fridays on personal finance. Okay, you can also get the link for the description there too. And then finally, if you have a desire to start getting help walking through these different phases toward financial freedom, book a call with my team. Go to our website, set up a call. We're able to help out and answer questions. That's how we can help you. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you turn notifications on, and I will talk to you guys on the next video.